Hey, you know how people that have got dogs will take the dogs out for a walk, right? Well, I don't have dogs, but I've got running shoes. So I've decided I'm going to take my running shoes for a walk. Why the heck are you doing that? Let me explain. Race day shoes that made a difference whilst on a walk. Now, I've packed those race day shoes in this backpack that I'm wearing. So I'm going to show you that right now whilst I do this walk. Now, let me show you where I'm walking. Woof. Hey, for those that don't know, I'm fundraising. I'm raising funds for an organization called Hourglass, and I'm running Boston Marathon April 21st, London April 27th, and I'm trying to raise £5,000 to benefit Hourglass, and they support the older generation having safer aging. It is a proven fact that in the UK, 1 in 6 people over 65 years old will go through different types of abuse, and I'm doing my best. As at the time of filming this, we're at £316. Thank you for everyone that's donated since my last video. It really means a lot to me. If you've got £1, £5, £10,000 that you could give to this cause, I'd appreciate it. Right, let's carry on with the video. Okay, so let me set the scene. Nike Vaporfly 2 was just about to come out, and that's the best time to get discount on the Nike Vaporfly 1, which is my first shoe that I'm going to talk to you about. Now, this shoe was the first race day shoe I ever bought. Not the first running specific shoe, but the first race day shoe. In fact, a PB I'm proud of, my 5K PB, the first sub 25 minute 5K was done in this shoe, and it got me 23:21 in this shoe. And I was really happy with that PB. But I got this shoe way before I started doing running shoe reviews, and I really loved it. It was the first time I came across a midsole with a carbon plate that just propelled you but comforted you at the same time. The upper of the shoe was basically non-existent. It's just classic. This was my introduction to Zoom X in a performance shoe, and I fell in love with it, and it became my standard for what I was looking for. Let's talk about the second shoe. Now, the second shoe I actually reviewed. This one was special. Hey, so before we go to shoe number 2, which I've got right here, can you please tell me your own ones? Tell me your own running shoes, race day shoes that made a very big difference in your running journey. All right, tell me that in the comments, yeah? Adidas Adios Pro 2. This is the first race day shoe review I ever did on my channel, and they're really exciting reviews. I was very young and excited, but I think I did them justice. Anyway, this shoe here was the first race day shoe review I did, bought it with my own money, and I just couldn't understand. I'm coming from a basketball kind of shoes or lifestyle kind of shoes. The cushioning that this had, like, I've leveled it out now. It's completely done now. But the comfort that this had in this Light Strike Pro and the rods, it just worked very well. The one thing I liked about this shoe was the collaboration. Adidas collaborating with this here, Continental Rubber. That collaboration still works till this day, and I really like that. But the reason why this kind of changed my trajectory, I think, is the review side. This was the first race day shoe review that I did. Shoe number 3. Race day shoe that made a difference, number 3. This one here. Now, this is Mizuno's Wave Rebellion Pro. Now, back then, I wasn't running marathons. I was doing 5Ks. If I stretched a long run back then, it would be maybe 8, 9, 10K. And this shoe worked for me. The structure of this midsole is not a shoe that I would take out on a marathon, because the geometry of this midsole, the rocker at the front, is very aggressive. But back then, for the shorter runs, even up to now, the comfort of the Mizuno Neo Vista, the outsole, just the shoe itself in terms of this craziness. That's probably why I love it. The crazy look of this shoe in general. Anyway, why is it special though? At the time, I want to say I had about 600 subscribers on my channel. And I decided I'm going to shoot my shot. Message Mizuno. Hey, Mizuno, bro, I review running shoes. Yeah, I'm sure you want to associate your brand with this here. 600 subscribers at that point. And the guy simply said, yeah, okay. I was like, what? Seriously? He's like, yeah, if you want. His name's Graham, right? He's one of the managers in Mizuno UK. And I had the pleasure of meeting this guy, and I worked with him very closely, and it was just a full circle moment. But the reason why the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro means so much to me, this was the first shoe I received from a brand for review. Shoe number 4 means quite a lot in 2 ways. One, as a runner, this shoe was just witchcraft. I didn't understand, honestly, didn't understand how a whole running shoe in a 9.5 UK could weigh as little as this does. The Vaporfly 3. Now, the Vaporfly 3 for the longest time was my favorite race day shoe. This was ZoomX again. The upper, completely breathable. The laces, ribbed, and ZoomX carbon plate. It was just magic. I couldn't understand how lightweight a running shoe can be. Running in the Vaporfly 3 just changed everything. One of the biggest races that I did was when I was trying to break sub 50 at the 10K. And I got 50 minutes, 1 second in this shoe. And I was super proud of it. I love the Vaporfly series. I'm looking forward to trying the Vaporfly 4. I haven't yet. But this was, as a runner, very, very pivotal. As a YouTuber, I remember one time being out on a long run, and I was getting messages on my Instagram, and it just kept pinging. I was like, what's going on? I checked my Instagram, and there's a guy, his name is Ben Johnson. I love Ben Johnson. He's a Nike affiliated runner. The guy's a machine. And he watched my review of the Vaporfly 3, and he started talking about it. And it gathered so much momentum, but having his support, he watched it. I started talking with him. Till this day, he's actually a good friend. And it was down to the review here. I think that's when he first came across my channel. And for that, it's things like that you'll remember about shoes like this. Next shoe, I never thought the Vaporfly 3 could get dethroned as my favorite race day shoe. Until, of course, this came out. Now, look, if you look, it still has my race tag still on it. You see that? My 10K fastest time was in this shoe, 48 minutes 20. I couldn't run anywhere near that right now. My 10K PB, Hoka's Rocket X2. Now, Hoka's for me, as a brand, kind of stepped up when this shoe came out. Something changed. Like if you look at the first version of this, I'm telling you now, you would think Hoka was possessed by Satan and Jesus came and saved them, and then they started making shoes like this. Rocket X2 was the epitome of performance for me for 2 things. It was more cushioned than the Vaporfly 3. It felt a bit more stable. It felt a bit more fine-tuned for that comfort. Now, if you watch my channel, and if you don't, I'll tell you, comfort is the first thing. I like a shoe to be comfortable before you tell me anything else. Now, to combine that race day feel, the propulsion, the upper, and look at that look, the colors, they nailed it. At this point, the Hoka Rocket X2 is still my favorite race day shoe, right? But I started training for Berlin Marathon, and I had Mizuno's Neo Vista for quite some time. And I tried the longest long run for the Berlin Marathon training block in the Neo Vista. And it delivered. This thing completely delivered. Now, this is not that particular shoe. That's still back at the house. But the Neo Vista is the only shoe I have 4 pairs of. And this shoe, if you look, it still has the tag on the laces there. because I used this shoe at Osaka Marathon, this exact pair of shoes, and that is the timing chip of Osaka Marathon. Why the Vista? A combination of two things, and I'm just going to be outright honest with you. One, there is more comfort in here than there is propulsion. I think there are other race day shoes that do propulsion better, but the comfort in this thing. Secondly, that booty upper. It's a one-piece construction and it's just amazing how it fits. Now for some people, it didn't work for them. They find that their foot moves about, but for me, this is the best running shoe Mizuno makes. Simple as that. Right, again, Hoka Rocket X2 at this point is still my favorite race day shoe, right? Well, until this happened, until this here. Now, why is this shoe special to me? My first ever marathon, and I'm privileged for it to have been Berlin. A world major marathon was done in this shoe. This, outside of the sentimental reasons, is easily, if you ask me what your race day shoe should be, this is it. This is it. This is it. This here. The Adidas Adios Pro 4. Mind you, I've had 2, I've had 3, now the 4, right? I'm heading out to go run Boston and I could choose whatever shoe I want to wear. But because I'm going there with Adidas, it's only right that I go with an Adidas shoe. Out of the whole lineup, what would you choose to run a marathon with? I've got 2 choices, I'll be honest with you. The Prime X2 Strong will be a definite good choice, and I'm still yet deciding, or this one here. Now this definitely has to be up there. But we've got one more shoe we need to talk about. All right, we've got one more shoe, and you guys can get the hell out of here. Right, and that last shoe is this one right here. Boom, On Running, the light spray, this here. Now, look, I proudly announce that I'm an On Running fanboy, proudly. I love everything On Running does. I just hate their prices. But if it's On Running, I'm in, right? Now, this shoe here was, for me, innovation being teased. It's an exciting trajectory of where we're going looking at this shoe. Now, I'll just be honest with you. I wouldn't wear this shoe on a race day. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. There are better shoes than this shoe, even within the On Running brand. So why would I call this out? This shoe up to now is not available. And yet I've had the privilege of having this shoe for a while that the brand saw it fit that I would have it. That means something. Now, if I'm not gonna wear this shoe on a race day, why the heck am I putting it in a race day category? Because it's a race day shoe and I would wear it just to let you know, not to mess with me, I am badass. Bang, right? So there's some shoes that you wear for their performance. There's some shoes, I won't lie to you. This shoe right here, I wear it to flex. I wear it to let you know that, listen, hey, don't mess with me, bro. I review running shoes. Come on.